Salad first, but I guess it doesn't matter because it's like a week apart. Okay, fuck, I said we're doing 2 dishes in the last video. That was kind of stupid, but whatever. Okay, we're gonna make another summer dish. We're gonna make like just a marinated vegetable salad. We'll do like a lemongrass yogurt dressing. Really simple, and you can have fun with this, use whatever you want. We're gonna use some celery, some cucumber, and I just have the small cucumbers for this, not the long English. And then I got some radish that we're gonna thinly slice. So we're just gonna slice all this ahead of time before we get started on the dressing. And you wanna slice it paper thin. Okay, so we got all our veg thinly sliced, and we're just gonna salt it right now while we make the dressing. Salt's gonna pull out some water from the vegetables, and it's actually gonna make them less rigid. So they'll be like a little bit more flimsy, which is nice because it'll break down the fibers a little bit, which is better on your digestive system and also a little bit easier to eat, especially with something as fibrous as celery. So just salt this, give it a good toss, make sure that salt gets around as many of the vegetables as you can. So let me just get all my elements here. What's that shallot? Damn, shallot's still in my backpack, almost guaranteed. Okay, I'm just gonna clean this before I say what we're doing. This part's boring. Riveting stuff, peeling a shallot. Okay, so I have some just totally plain, really thick yogurt here, and we're gonna flavor this with lemongrass and ginger. So what I did ahead of time is I filled this up. So 2 cups of water, and I put in all this lemongrass and a little bit of ginger. I made a stock just by simmering it for about half an hour. Then what I did with that stock is I reduced it till it was really concentrated, just because I don't want to water this down. And if you add a bunch of stock that's not intensely flavored, it might not flavor it very well. So I reduced this till it's really, really concentrated. And we're just gonna add it bit by bit and taste it until it tastes lemongrassy and gingery enough for us. And then we're gonna season with salt as well. So we'll just start with a teaspoon or so. Mix it around, taste it, and just keep working at it till it's where you want it to be. I'll hit it with a pinch of salt now. That's got some subtle lemongrass flavor. Wow, that tastes really nice. I'm gonna do just a touch more because I really want it to be refreshing. We're gonna put like quite a bit of different types of citrus flavors in here to really try and keep it refreshing and summery and really light tasting. So I have like quite a few different types of citruses that we're gonna use. So yeah, it's nice because since it's so concentrated, we're left with this nice yogurt sauce that's not too thick, or not too thin, more importantly, because we added all that liquid. And it tastes like lemongrass and it tastes great. So that's gonna be our sauce.
I like a little heat.
You can handle a little spice, hey?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do our dressing for the salad. I have a serrano pepper here. And you just wanna take the seeds out. You can use your hands if you want, but if you are, I would just suggest using gloves, because these seeds, the oils of these seeds will stay on your finger all day.
Don't go to the washroom right after.
Don't go to the washroom right after. Don't touch your eyes. Even with the not that hot of peppers, even a jalapeno, honestly, will get into your skin and those oils will stay there. So take all these seeds and the ribs out as well. So the ribs is this white part that's in here, you can see. They're quite bitter, and they actually do hold a lot of heat in there as well. So because we want, we don't want to overdo it. We just want to use one Serrano. And then I'm
not doing the whole thing.
Not the whole thing, just like one of the big ribs.
Just do this.
And it might not be a really spicy one.
I'm chewing it good.
Okay, so we're gonna kind of finely dice everything here. And because we're doing yogurt as the sauce, dairy products and especially really high fat dairy products like yogurt, milk, cream, stuff like that really cuts heat. So this should be somewhat balanced. So you don't want any big pieces here. You're really gonna take your time with your knife and really get these nice, we call this a brunoise, which is eighth of an inch dice by eighth of an inch dice. So first you julienne, then you put them crosswise and get this nice, really small dice. And that will mix in with our salad really nice that way. So that'll be the beginning. And we're gonna do the same thing with half a shallot, depending on the size of your shallot. Same cut here, really fine, take it crosswise. So we'll say about equal parts shallot to serrano. And then our veg is salted. It's been sitting for a few minutes. You can see it's, oh shit. I put a peel in there without looking. Okay, so we salted our veg and you can see it's like way softer now. All of a sudden it's like nice, really soft, and they'll curl really nicely on the plates. And so because we put quite a bit of salt on there, we want to rinse it off now. Because we're gonna season our dressing, we just don't want anything to be too salty. So the nice thing about doing this in a mesh strainer is you can just rinse it right off after. And you want to use ice cold water when you're rinsing, obviously, to keep everything raw. We're gonna put some lime zest in here. Like I said, we're gonna try and use a few different citrus flavors to really create some cool depth. Also gonna use a little bit of scallion. And I wanna go really thin on this. A little bit of the white. The greener is definitely milder, so you can use a little bit more of the green. Very thin, just like the rest of our salad. I want everything to match, so make sure when you're cutting stuff, if you want to cut things bigger, like feel free, just make sure that everything's around the same size so that it's even when you eat it. If you have something that's cut huge and then something that's cut small, you're not going to be eating it evenly. Herbs? Should I do herbs? Yeah. Okay, so we got all of our stuff in here. I added the vegetables to this. Got it rinsed and relatively dry. We got everything else in there. Last little bit of things I'm going to add to this is just some fresh parsley and some fresh cilantro. I'm not going to go crazy with the knife here and beat them to death. I want them to still taste substantial. I think I've said this before, but when you absolutely pulverize herbs, they're a little bit harder to taste, and they also will end up bruising. So just one pass through the knife with that. And then I'm just going to create the dressing in the bowl. So this is cold pressed canola oil. When I cold press it, it stays raw, so it's technically canola, the flour, so it's much more floral. I wouldn't cook with this because then it will take that property away. Also, it's a little more expensive, but it tastes really, really nice. And I prefer it to olive oil in salads. A lot of people use olive oil in salads, but I like the floral quality of this. So I'm just gonna add enough to coat these veg. And obviously this is a salad, so we need some acid. And I'm gonna do just a bit of rice vinegar because we have some Thai type flavors in here, and I think that'll go nice. A little splash of that. A pinch of salt. This stuff's not seasoned now because I rinsed all that salt off, just because I want to control the seasoning. And then just give this a toss. And this is your time when you're gonna adjust. We're gonna keep tasting, keep adjusting. Salt, acid, salt, acid. Make it for exactly your taste level. If you like it really sour, go more acid. So maybe a little more acid. And a little more salt. It's definitely got a kick with the Serrano. And then we're just gonna go on top with our salad. All of our nice little marinated vegetables here. More lime zest. And then I have this spice that is called sumac. So sumac is a type of flower that happens to be really citrusy as well. You can buy this at most specialty grocery stores. I'm just gonna finish with a little bit of this. And a few more drops of cold press oil. And that's it. Just a nice summer salad. Are you filming?
Yeah.
Okay, so I plated 2 because we're feeding Ben. He's fixing my fridge today. So he was here filming a video last week and said he would fix my fridge for me. So 1 for him, 1 for you, Brendan.
Thank you.
Brendan, you have to finish your salad.
I know I will.
Okay, the herbs in here. What are the herbs? They're